SUV world is currently undergoing a massive identity crisis. On one hand, you have the soft roaders, unibody crossovers that look rugged but cry the moment they see a gravel driveway. On the other hand, you have the true titans, the body-on-frame warriors that refuse to let go of their lunch pail, work hard, play hard roots. For years, Nissan has sat comfortably in the middle, but looking at these leaked glimpses of the 2026 Nissan Terra, it seems the brand has finally decided to choose a side. And that side is unapologetically aggressive. But the big question we have to answer today is simple. Is the 2026 Nissan Terra a genuine evolution of a powerful SUV legacy? Or is this just clever marketing hype wrapped in a shiny, boxy package? Before we dive into the beast under the hood and that radical new interior, do me a quick favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you're always the first to know when the latest automotive news drops. Now, let's get into it. First, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, the design. For the longest time, the Terra was the sensible choice. It was a bit rounded, a bit safe, and shared a lot of its DNA with the Navara pickup. But the 2026 model looks like it's been hitting the gym and reading tactical manuals. The front fascia is a complete departure from the V-Motion grille we've seen for a decade. Instead, we're getting this bold, blocky, retro-modern look. The massive Nissan lettering across the grille isn't just a branding choice, it's a statement of intent. The lighting signature is particularly striking with triple-stacked LED cubes that give it a robotic, high-tech stare. It looks less like a family hauler and more like something you'd use to navigate a lunar landscape. The flared wheel arches and those chunky, dark finish alloys suggest that Nissan isn't just catering to the school-run crowd anymore. They want the enthusiasts. They want the people who spend their weekends getting mud on their roof. But aesthetics can be deceiving. Marketing hype often uses rugged styling to mask mediocre performance. So, is there meat on these bones? Reports suggest that Nissan is moving away from the aging power plants of the past. While the reliable 2.3-liter twin-turbo diesel is likely to remain the workhorse for many markets, the real buzz is around a potential high-output V6 or even a hybridized powertrain borrowed from the global X-Terra or Frontier platforms. If Nissan wants to compete with the Ford Everest or the Toyota Fortuner, they can't just look tough, they have to pull. We're looking at a projected towing capacity that remains at the top of its class, supported by a reinforced ladder frame chassis. The suspension geometry appears to have been tweaked for better articulation, which is a fancy way of saying this thing shouldn't just survive a trail, it should dominate it. Stepping inside, the story changes from rugged beast to technological sanctuary. If you've sat in a current Nissan, you know they've been stepping up their game, but the 2026 Terra interior is a massive leap. The dashboard layout is clean, horizontal, and surprisingly premium. You've got a massive infotainment screen that looks integrated rather than just stuck on, and the digital instrument cluster is sharp enough to make some luxury German SUVs nervous. The use of red stitching against dark, perforated leather creates a cockpit that feels sporty yet durable. It's the kind of place where you wouldn't mind spending a 10-hour road trip. This is where Nissan is trying to beat the marketing hype allegations. Usually, rugged SUVs have interiors made of hose-out plastic. Here, Nissan is betting that you want patrol-level luxury in a package that's easier to park and more affordable to own. But we have to be realistic. The term powerful SUV is thrown around by every manufacturer these days. To truly live up to that name, the 2026 Nissan Terra needs more than just a big screen and a boxy nose. It needs the electronic wizardry to match. We're expecting an evolved version of Nissan's intelligent mobility suite. We're talking about a 360-degree camera system that actually helps you spot rocks on a trail, an E-locking rear differential that engages seamlessly, and hill descent control that doesn't feel like the car is falling apart. If Nissan delivers on these off-road toys, the hype becomes heritage. The Terra has always been a solid performer, but it's often lived in the shadow of the Patrol. For 2026, it feels like the Terra is finally ready to stand on its four wheels and claim its own territory. So, where does that leave us? Is it just hype? Well, the automotive industry loves a good leaked image to stir up the fans, but looking at the details, from the functional roof rails to the recovery hooks integrated into the front bumper, it's clear that Nissan's engineers were given a longer leash this time. They're not just building a car to fill a slot in a spreadsheet, they're building a car that people might actually fall in love with. The 2026 Nissan Terra represents a shift in philosophy. It's a move towards unapologetic capability. In an era where everything is becoming electrified and sanitized, there is something deeply refreshing about a big, red, boxy SUV that looks like it wants to punch a mountain in the face. Whether it becomes the king of the mid-size SUV segment remains to be seen, but one thing is for certain, Nissan is no longer playing it safe. They've built something that demands your attention, and if the driving experience matches those aggressive looks, the competition should be very, very worried. And don't just take the marketing department's word for it, though. Keep an eye out for the first real-world test drives, because the 2026 Nissan Terra is shaping up to be the most important Nissan release of the decade.